idea of the inverted guard. So the modern game of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's a lot of kind of funky, roly-poly stuff. A lot of the time it's seen as just like, oh, there's like this subset of weird gimmicky moves that, you know, people are using because they're gimmicky and they're working because people aren't used to it. And there's, in my mind, there is a factor of a lot of the inverted stuff that's just confusing, crazy, weird, and most people just don't know how to deal with it. So you'll win situations. If you just know how to deal with it, they don't know it. There's other cases where it actually serves a function and a utility that literally no other position would. So it's not even just a, hey, this is cool and you don't know it thing. It's a, hey, going upside down is actually a lot better than trying to stay right side up and do the same thing I'm trying to do. Okay, so we're going to talk about techniques that kind of ride those lines. In my opinion, inverted guard does a little bit of both. Again, it's got the funky utility of, or the funky uniqueness of, I have never dealt with this before. It's also got the, hey, I couldn't do this unless I went upside down. So I'll borrow York first, okay? And we'll start if you're standing and I'm on bottom, okay? One particular instance, if you guys have watched a lot of my competition footage, there's a particular setup I use a lot, especially in guys who are a lot bigger than me, in order to close the distance and get the sweeps and leg locks right away. We're going to use this particular transition for a sweep right now, but I want us to focus on just kind of the fundamentals of the movement. If I'm here with York, the benefit that he has is he's generally more mobile. So I've got all my limbs face towards me. He's got all his limbs face towards me. You know, I luckily have the ground to protect me if he tries to take my back or something. But at the same time, York is, no matter how you slice it, more mobile than I am. He can move more quickly in any given direction you put your finger at than I could switching around on my body. So the benefit of inverting in these particular instances is that if I'm coming forward towards York, let's say I want to get to some kind of a sweeping position, the fastest ways I go about this, I pull myself underneath it. Now, that wasn't super slow. I can turn this into an X guard and start sweeping. That's not bad. But I can actually pick up more speed and attack him from farther away sometimes by using inverted variations. Okay? So if I hit it quick, this is what it's going to look like. If I'm here with York, moving into these transitions. Now I can keep him out of the way, get myself up the top, and I'm able to whip myself underneath him more swiftly by anchoring and doing this than I would by doing a bunch of those. Make sense? So, as York's standing forward, we're going to break this down into very, very, very small motions to start off with first. There's a lot of different ways we can finish it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide forward. So, if you'll notice, I'm actually going to start off on my right hip here. And as I slide forward, I'm going to shift to my left hip. So if I do this without York, I slide forward, I shift to my left hip, and I kick this leg straight, almost like breakdancing. And roll underneath. So I'm on this one, I kick this leg forward, and then I'm going to roll up. From my right hip, I slide forward so that my toes can hypothetically hook behind his ankle. If I'm here, this doesn't work. I slide close enough, and now as I extend this left leg, I switch to my left hip. My hand comes underneath so I can grab his ankle, and I rotate underneath like so. What I would do from here is I would pull myself behind York, and I can go into all kinds of back takes and leg locks and other cool stuff, okay? So the position we're going to end in, on my right hip, slide, kick, rotate. I'm going to drive my knees, look behind his knee. This is going to be the position we stop in for right now. Lots of different ways I can take this, we're just stopping here. Okay, you're familiar with this, right? Easy enough, okay. So stick around with whoever you were just with. I'm going to just go over the basic fundamental motion of this particular inverted setup. All right, 1, 2, 3. Transition. If Brian has this leg forward, all right. Details on this transition. It's difficult for me to hit this if my leg is already straight. This is one thing. So if I'm here and I know I want to be able to hook this ankle, so I have this leg out this far, and then I start to kind of lean over it, it sort of makes it awkward, and I lose a little bit of the momentum. Right? I was explaining to March hand a little bit, I should have mentioned it the first time, is that I really want this leg to kind of whip out. So my momentum is with this left leg. Because I'm here, that wasn't with my arms at all. It was just in position, just cannonball, just doing jiu-jitsu. So I'm whipping this leg forward, and I'm letting that coil and spinning. As that's happening, this arm, so the same leg that's whipping out, that arm is whipping out, it's got to go under my leg, under my own leg. Right, not over the top. So as I'm here, look under, because now I'm here. I'm anchored at his ankle, behind the knee. Right now, this is 5, 6, 7 times better position for me than it is for Brian. Leg locks, back takes, sweeps, all kinds of awesome, cool stuff. And I got here quicker than I could by butt speeding. Doesn't mean it's the best thing in the universe, but it means it's another tool to get the job done in terms of sweeping and spinning. Again, I extend with this leg as this arm moves underneath. So I'm on my right hip, I'm going to swing to my left hip, building momentum. This arm's going to come over my left hip. Boom. Cupping this ankle, and I almost think about it, if you guys ever watch like a cash register, so it'll be like cha-ching, from out to back. Alright, so I just pull myself through. I just scooch my shoulders. From here we can go into all kinds of sweeps. I just want to get the motion down pat before we sweep first. Okay guys? Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense in terms of detail. I really want to see that leg momentum. Got to be kicking, swinging that thing out there to get this.